Hi, I'm Paula from teethingtotantrums.com and I'm here today to talk to you about why do babies stare. Initially, it's their love language. That's the only way that they can communicate with you. So when your baby's born and they're staring into your eyes, that's just their way of saying, I love you, I find you fascinating, you're the best thing in the whole world and you're practically the only thing I can see clearly anyway because their eyesight's not that great. Everything that babies see when they first come out of the womb is fascinating and intriguing. That's hard for us to imagine, but we have to put ourselves back in their place. They've never seen a light before, a sofa, they've never seen anything before. So everything is intriguing and fascinating. And if it catches their attention, they will stare at it for relatively long periods of time. Also, before their vision's really clear, they like the sound of your voice. And they learn to recognise the sound of your voice. So you'll think they are looking at you or they're drawn. Their heads will naturally turn towards sound. They can't necessarily focus on it that well, but then they will stare in that direction because that's where the sound is coming from. And usually, in the first few weeks, that's your voice. They're also drawn to things that are sparkly and that have light. You've seen babies that just can stare for ages at your face. If you're wearing dangly earrings, like these for example, they'll love them. They also like people who wear glasses. So I'm a winner at the moment. I have glasses and sparkly earrings, so babies would like me. They're also drawn to people with features that they're not used to. So if someone comes to visit and they have a beard, for example, you'll often find that the baby will just stare across the room at this person because they're thinking, I've never seen anyone that looks like that before. And finally, which is very flattering for those of us that get stared at a lot. So if a baby stares at you, you should take this as a compliment. They've done a university study that says that babies are drawn to attractive people. So if they stare at you, they just like the look of you. They think you look great. So that's a bonus. So the next thing we're going to move on to is why do babies stare at just mundane objects? Some of them don't even move. They don't seem to be doing much as far as we're concerned. But why do they do this? So they're drawn to contrasting colours, patterns, blacks, whites, bold patterns that you see in books. That's why newborn baby books are excellent, because they're made up of all these perfect patterns that babies will be drawn to look at. I'm a great advocate of books. You can't start showing your baby books early enough as far as I'm concerned. So all those newborn books, get them out, show them the patterns and the pictures, and they will look at them for long periods of time while their brain is processing. They're also drawn to something that they haven't seen before, as I've said earlier. So a lamp, the good old ceiling fan that often people go on about, any picture. You can be walking around the room with your baby on your shoulder, showing them things, and all of a sudden they'll be fascinated by one thing and they'll stop and just stare at it for ages if you let them. That's just their newborn brain processing everything that they've never seen before. Now we need to know why babies stare into space, because sometimes you think they're not looking at anything in particular. The biggest reason for this is that they're just checking out. You have to understand that in the first 3 months your baby's brain grows at an enormous rate and it's processing so much stuff every day that every now and then they just need to go, oh, I can't take this anymore, I'm just going to just chill out. And there is that way of just checking out, that's all they're doing, and it's nothing to worry about. There is this common fear that if babies steal at a ceiling fan, it might be an indication of autism. Generally, I would say 9 times out of 10, that's nothing to worry about. Most babies under 4 months of old will lie and look at a ceiling fan. If they didn't, then I'd be worried. If your baby's still doing that after the age of 4 months and you're concerned about any other things that your baby's staring at, just go and see your medical practitioner, your paediatrician, a health visitor, someone that you trust, and get the baby checked out. And don't feel silly, because all mothers worry about things that they think might be not quite right with their baby. Trust your instincts. Chances are you're just worrying about nothing, and they'll put your mind at rest. And that's the most important thing. Put your mind at rest. Don't worry about something and don't check with someone, because that's the most important thing to do. And that really, in a nutshell, is why babies stare. They're just interested, fascinated, and drawn to you and the whole new world around them. So you enjoy your baby staring, because actually that's just their way of looking at the world. If you want to know more about why babies stare, then check out the full article on my website. I'll put a link in the description box below. I also look forward to helping you on your parenting journey. So with love and support, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.